Hey everyone, it's Christian, your Vancouver Realtor, and the topic for today's video is what makes Vancouver special so special. This is a very common housing type you see in the Vancouver Burnaby area especially, and I just listed one like this actually on 4821 Chesham Street several days ago. It's close to Metrotown, Central Park area, and my phone is lighting up right now. I've probably had about 18 to 20 phone calls from realtors in the first 4 days on this house. It's a Vancouver special and they're very, very popular. And I want to talk to you in this video about why they are very, very popular. Now I'll tell you though, when I moved to Vancouver and the first time I saw one of these, I thought they were really ugly. They're just big box-like structures that sit smack in the middle of the lot. Sometimes they take up a lot of the backyard space. And so they're not really beautiful to look at all. And in fact, in the 80s and 90s, people used to hate these homes. You read reports about it in the Vancouver media, and they used to call these monster homes, monster houses. And so they were derided. However, in the last 10, 15 years, they are back in vogue, and people really like these, especially families. Families, because as they get bigger, they can grow into more of the house. And builders salivate when these things come on the market because they're very easy to renovate, and to do so at a reduced price because it's just a big box. There's a little less angles and so on. I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But what I want to do is talk about the several advantages to this type of house if you are considering upsizing or you're considering moving in and with your in-laws. So that is the first reason why they're so popular is the in-laws. I have clients now, they have their own child and they want to take care of their parents too. Parents are still fairly young. The advantage of this type of house is you're walking from the ground right into the ground floor. There's no steps that you have to go down. And that's really great for aging parents whose knees, whose waists may be achy, and they don't want to be climbing up and down stairs. The other thing about it is there's enough space to these types of homes. Even the smallest are about 2,600 square feet. And it's usually divided evenly between upstairs and downstairs. And so you've got a good 1,200 square feet downstairs, a nice big rec room. And so it's just very comfortable for the in-laws, for the grandparents to be down there. And because you're on the ground floor, is literally all above the ground, you're not down in the basement. So you get more light and sunshine coming through the windows. So it's just a very comfortable setup for older parents, okay? At the same time, there's still privacy because you have separate entries. And so, sometimes you get in each other's hair. You may want a few days away from your in-laws, so you can keep that separation with these homes. The second reason they're really popular is that they're easy to rent. So you could rent these out in a number of different configurations. You could rent it out as a 1-bedroom suite, a 2-bedroom suite. Sometimes you'll see homeowners rent 3 bedrooms on the ground floor and turn the rec room into a rental as well. And when you are, buying one of these, because they cost about $2 million nowadays in Vancouver and Burnaby, you can imagine if you have $500,000 down payment from yourself, maybe you're selling your own place and you're moving in, upsizing into one of these, you still need about $1.5 million from the bank. And so at today's approximate mortgage rates, and I've just using an example of about 3.5%, you're looking at a monthly payment there, if it's amortized over 30 years, of $6,700 a month. So that's a fairly sizable mortgage payment, $6,700 a month. Now, if you're renting out 2 bedrooms downstairs, you may collect over $2,000 in rental income, or even $1,200 from a 1-bedroom suite. So it really helps lessen the burden of the mortgage, right? You get some rental income. That's why these are so popular. And again, you got that separate entry, so you're not, you're not sharing the space with the tenants. You can still share the laundry space. A lot of these Vancouver specials are set up that way. But that's really a decision you can make for yourself. Some people will not do that, and they'll ask the tenants to use a coin laundry in the neighborhood, and that's one way to do it. And finally, these homes are very popular with contractors. They salivate when these things come on the market because they're very easy to renovate. I mean, they're just big fat boxes. So if you're replacing the siding, for example, it's just very easy to order and replace the siding. There's no odd angles to the house where things have to be specially fitted. If you see the roof, for example, it's very flat-like. And so it'd be much easier to get a roofing crew up there and get the job done more efficiently than with a angled roof. I think the third thing we want to point out is the basement. There isn't one. So you don't need to worry about flooding like you would with a normal house, or let's say a bungalow style house. You know, when I was growing up, we lived in bungalows, and this is in Toronto, and we had flooding issues. It just was, you know, it happened every 3 or 4 years. With these types of homes, you're not going to have that most likely because you're above grade. So those are some of the advantages of this type of house. And if you've got questions, if you're considering a move like this, give me a call or send me an email. You'll find our contact in the show notes below. We'll be happy to hear from you. Otherwise, give us a thumbs up or subscribe. We love having you, and we'll see you next time.